How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. It's been a long day, but I had a few questions for you.
Shoot.
So I guess when you're kind of approaching a market, is there
Uh-huh.
anything like because like one thing I've been dealing with, and I've been like calling realtors a little bit here and there,
Uh-huh.
trying to build relationships, and some are more receptive than others, and I think that's kind of a bit natural.
Okay.
Um, but I guess kind of I'm just trying to get in front of the right people who would actually be open to negotiating terms, actually be open to hearing me out.
Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you can.
We're not
Oh, bro,
interested
you cut
in
out. Fuck.
this. We're not doing this. I don't want to do networking. So like any,
AJ, your phone's cutting out, dude.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Did you catch any of what I said, or should I
I
repeat?
caught the gist of it. Yeah, you want to be talking to people who are actually wanting to talk to you instead of talking to people who are just saying that they're not interested.
Basically, yeah. I mean, most realtors won't give me the time of day, and I'll even like try and get them on the phone and be like, like interested to talk in future for your like future listings that may entertain like creative finance. And then like I've been doing that for a while, and I never seem to like hear back from anybody. So just trying to get in front of like the right type of people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something that can be very, very, very frustrating. And while other people would sugarcoat the answer, I mean, you've seen my stuff. Like, I'm not going to do that. If
Yeah.
you're going to deal with on market, that comes with the territory. Like, it is what it is. That
Mhm.
unless you've got one option, you can target. You can go to Redfin or whatever. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll do we'll do where I live. We'll do St. Louis. So when you're looking for these properties, come on, and you go to filters, you can use keywords. Where's it at? There it is. And then you can put in seller finance,
Oh,
and it'll actually show you all these properties that are currently for sale right now that have seller finance in the actual title. So, or in the description. So let's take a look at this one. Let's see what they say. Buyer was unable to keep financing. Uh, Seller reserves the right to accept offers in any order. I don't see seller financing. That might be a bad example. Hold on. Let's do this one. Fantastic investment. Lease in place. Oh, please note seller financing is not an option. Okay. So sometimes it'll say that too. Yeah, I guess I didn't think of that
yeah.
part. But a lot of times, if seller financing is in the title, then it'll pop up. So now in this area, there are at least 76 people who will, well, for the most part, I mean, obviously you have the one-offs that we just came across where they're talking about no seller financing, but
Yeah.
um, you can get in contact with people who actually want to talk and negotiate. And maybe if they understand, because a lot of the ones that have seller financing posted, they want ridiculous numbers. I want 30% down and 8% interest. And the reason why they want that is because they think that you're like a tenant, like someone who want not a tenant, someone who wants to live there, a homestead buyer. What you need
Yeah.
to do is explain to them that you're wholesaling it to an investor who wants to cash flow. And if they're amendable to working something out and having the property cash flow, we could probably make something happen.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. I never done this seller financing keywords, but I mean the ones I've gotten in front of came back and after like creative, they'll come back and yeah, they'll have like the ridiculous ask of like 10% interest, 3-year balloon on like a $400,000 property. And I was like, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere here. So
Well, a lot of times though, you got to remember, are you explaining to them that you're looking for a property that's cash flowing? Because if they think
I
that you're
mean,
trying to live in it, here's what I'm going to tell you exactly what they think, because all my real estate agents tell me the exact same thing. When you approach them with these types of deals and they don't know that you're trying to sell this to a cash flowing investor, all they think is that you're trying to buy a property for less than rent so that you can do like a lease to own. If they understand, like, oh, this person's trying to sell this to an investor who needs to cash flow, okay, it may not make them. They may say, well, I don't give a shit. I still want X, Y, and Z, and that's the risk of being in this. I mean, they can still say no, even if you present them with a good offer and a real reason as to why you're doing it. But
yeah.
more often than not, you'll find that real estate agents, once they understand that, then the obstacles become different. And the obstacles aren't, okay, I want this exorbitant amount of money every single month because I want 8%. It'll be like, okay, well, what can we do? What's your investor willing to work with? Well, what's your seller willing to work with? And then you can start going into that type of back and forth to see what you can agree on. And while you're doing that, you can use the deal machine calculator to see what your max number is.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. That definitely makes a lot more sense.
And I'm going to run a deal through this. I'm going to run a deal straight through tonight, from picking one on Redfin, putting it through Deal Sniper, and then putting it through the calculator. So I can show you how to, if you don't know already, how to adjust those numbers.
Yeah, I know how to
Okay.
do all that. My problem's
Okay,
just
cool.
been getting in front of the right people.
Try that. Try using keywords. And
All right.
seller finance is the best one.
But yeah, I'll give it a go. Thanks, Sean.
No worries. Michael, what's up, dude?
Hey, so I've had my buyer be an agent before, but now I have my seller be an agent, and I don't really know. She wanted me to, I didn't know she was an agent until she was selling it to me, and obviously she told me she wanted me to add in seller as a licensed realtor. But on the assignment contract, would I need to put more disclosure language on it, like original seller or seller on existing?
No, because I don't. Okay, I don't think so. First of all, what state is this in?
Alabama.
Okay, I don't think so, because you're not a real estate agent, so you
Yeah.
don't have to disclose anything to your buyer.
Yeah, my buyer, they created a workaround because they wanted to buy it, but then all of her stuff, she's a broker too, and all of her stuff, she wanted to she needs it in her LLC's name, which is connected to her brokerage. So
Right.
she's like, I don't think I can do an assignment. So she had the deed issued in her husband's name and then reissued to her LLC. So that's where I was at with her, but I don't know about this new, like, you know what I mean? Have you ever had something like that with the
I've
seller?
never I mean, I've been in that situation before, and I've never come across anyone having an issue with me. I've never had to disclose an assignment fee that there's a real estate agent involved on the front end, and in either the seller or the actual realtor position. So
Okay.
if it's on the A and B contract, you should be good. You've disclosed it. That's your job. That's your contract. Now, the only thing and I could be missing something, so throw it in if I am. Why would your buyer care if the seller's a real estate agent?
Oh, they don't care. I'm just thinking about legal lingo.
I personally don't think you have to, but you can always double check with escrow. You can always double check with them and say, hey, look, I got a quick question. And they're going to give you we're not lawyers. I get that. But the owner of the property, the seller, is a real estate agent. It's been disclosed on the A and B contract. I don't need to disclose it on this contract, do I? The BC contract. And again, I even saying it out loud, still can't think of a reason why you would have to.
That sounds good.
And you know what? The other side of that, I don't see any harm in just doing it to cover your ass. I mean, it's not gonna make the thing set on fire or anything like that. And if the buyer doesn't care, then put it on there anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
I'd rather you have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But I still don't think you need it.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. All right. Rodney, what's up, dude? Does anybody else have a question before I jump into Deal
Hey,
Sniper
how you doing,
101?
Sean?
Not much, man. How you doing?
All right. Learn something new every week. I came in where you said you can put the seller finance in the key spot.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. The reason why I don't usually make that like more out there is because most of those people that are going to pop up on that, they're going to want ridiculous numbers. Because here's the thing. There are a lot of wholesalers out there, and then there are a lot of wholesalers that know about creative financing. I'm smart, but I'm not the only one who thought of that. And if those properties are still on market, there's a reason, and the reason is usually the terms that they want. Now,
Right.
if you want to capitalize on that, you have to be really good at explaining what you're trying to accomplish, which is get a cash flowing investor in there. And then you can show them on the calculator why their terms aren't going to work. And then you have to have the balls to tell them, this is why your house is still on market, even though you're offering seller financing. Because no one wants to live in it, like to own it. No homestead buyer wants to buy it, but investors want to buy it. But all of your terms are scaring them the hell off. If we can get it like this, then I think we can move it. If not, then hey, good luck. And then I'd be on to the next one. I'm gonna explain it to you one time. Like, I don't chase anyone. I'm gonna explain it to you one time.
Yeah.
You got it? Cool. You still want to move forward the dumb way? All right. Well, bye. Good luck.
I think I'll stay where I'm at and push out my 20 offers.
There you go. I mean, either way, it all just depends on how confident you are about explaining, one, that you're a wholesaler, which you should always do, and two, that you're trying to put a cash flowing investor in there. And it's just math at that point. It's literally just math.
Right.
See, Mr. and Mrs. Real Estate Agent, see this math? You see that negative number right there? Why would my investor buy this? Would you buy this knowing it's going to lose you negative money every year? No, then why would my investor? So what numbers can we get to where we can get that number up and still keep your sellers happy? If they're willing to talk after that, then it's just going back and forth. And again, it's just math.
Right. A lot of pull and pushing.
Yeah. And then if you're using the calculator, which I'm about to do here in a minute, you figure out what your max is. I mean, you guys know me, I'm very upfront. I'm going to have like 1 or 2 conversations with you. I'm going to get to know you. I'm going to make you like me. And then once we get to that, I'm going to figure out what you need. I'm going to give you the best that I can. And then I'm going to explain to you why I gave that to you. That's it. If you can't see what I'm trying to do, or if it's not enough and I can't do better, hey, good luck.
Okay.
I hold no emotional attachment to pretty much anything. So my dog. That's about it.
Right.
Other than that, yeah, if this deal doesn't work, I'll get the next one.
Just go to the next one.
Exactly. Does anyone have, if not, I'm going to pick it at random. Does anybody have a state or a city they would like me to look at to run this deal through? If no preferences, then I'm going to pick, where the hell have I never been? Not a lot.
Hey, Sean, I ran across this I guess it's a brokerage company called Open Door.
Okay.
And they sent all this about the dual agency. I think we was talking about that last week.
Yep.
With if you're not a represented buyer and all that stuff. I saw all that she sent, and I ain't mess with it no more. I just moved on.
Well, so again, all that is the buyer's agent or the agent saying, hey, if I'm going to be representing you, meaning if I have to do work on your behalf, then I want to get paid from you too, which that's absolutely fine. That's okay. As long as they're not being greedy. Like, I love real estate agents. I respect real estate agents. I think the relationship of real estate agent and wholesaler is the same thing as local police and FBI. We need each other. We should be working together more than we are.
Mm-hmm.
I still respect you. That doesn't mean that, you get to just run this whole shit. That doesn't mean you know how to do this in my town and who the players are. It doesn't mean you get to just be greedy because you have a license and you want 6% on the whole deal and you're going to kill the deal.
That's the next question I was going to ask you. They can go above 3%.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you let them, it's just like the purge. People will always get away with whatever they can.
Oh, okay.
Now they can go above 3%, but you can absolutely. I had someone send me a message where they were like, "Oh yeah, the agent wants 4%." Bye, Felicia. Like, there's no way I'm doing that. Like, I will give you 2%, and that's it. If you're not okay with that, then not only are you losing the 2% I would have given you, but this property that you have that was on market for 60 plus days, yeah, that offer is rescinded now too. If you're willing to put your commission above getting this thing sold, which is your job, and you're already getting paid from the seller, you better get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Hey, can you do the?
I woke up choosing violence today, so
Hey, Sean,
this is the guy that's out. What's up?
hey, Sean, can you do the on the calculator, regular calculator? Let's say $360,000 times 1.5% on a calculator, because I couldn't get it for save my life.
Times 1.5%.
Yeah, you know, half of 3%.
Oh, that's $5,400.
$5,400.
Yeah, $5,400.
Okay.
Right? You said 360. Yeah, that's $5,400.
Okay.
All right, let's do. Oh, what's up?
Go ahead.
No, dude. What was it? I didn't mean to cut you off. Go for it.
I couldn't put the formula right on my calculator. That's why I asked, could you show me right quick?
Oh, you mean on? Oh, you wanted me to show you. My bad.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. We can even see if I got it right. How the fuck do I share this? There we go.
Okay.
All right. So what did you say? You said 360,000 times 1.5
times 1.5. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. It didn't get rid of the $360,000 on my calculator. So you got to do that one more time.
The hell? Okay. 360,000 times 1.5% equals. And the formula's up here too. Or not the formula, but what I typed in is right there.
It's not showing.
What do you mean?
It's not showing on the screen.
Oh shit.
There you go. Do it again one more time. Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Anybody else have any questions before I start working a deal? All right. Now I'm going to take this from start to finish exactly what I would do if I were working my own leads. I'm going to do, I don't know, shit about Florida. Where's one of the big ones? Okay, we'll do Orlando. Cool. All right. I need to get this filter out of here. I'm not using that today. No, I got it. All right. So the only thing that I ever do is days on Redfin 90. And then I'm just going to back out a little bit so I can kind of get the lay of the land. I've got 1,600 homes. Let's filter down more because this place is expensive. Let's do max 250,000. Okay, I can work with this. All right, this is a good example. You see how this house is super fucked up? Don't do creative on this house. Okay? Because whatever the rehab is, you have to add that to the entry fee. And for those of you that don't know what the hell I just said, I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Just remember that. If you want to do creative financing, it's okay if the house is dated. It's better if the house has been flipped, or if it's just nice. You want to ask yourself, if you get along with your mother, would I move my mom in this house in this current condition? If the answer is yes, then you're good to go. If the answer is no, then now you gotta weigh some things. And again, I'll break that down in a few minutes. I'm glad that popped up first. What do you look like? Nah. Stay away from condos or anything else that's got a HOA. Now, I will say there's a couple of caveats to that. If you are in a market that is very good for Airbnb or Verbo, then HOAs may not be that bad. What you have to account for is the HOA fee going to kill the cash on cash return, and is the HOA going to allow short-term rentals? If you got good answers for both of those, then you're okay. Other than that, stay away from HOAs. Investors hate them. A deal could be chef's kiss beautiful, and they will pass on it if it's got an HOA. Oh no, we're not doing that one. Let's do, come on now. There we go. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do this one. Okay. So first thing I want to do, I want to take a quick look at the house. 2 reasons. 1, I like looking at houses and the way people decorate them because I decorate houses. And 2, I'm looking for flaws. LVP floor, good. Kitchen is older. That is an old kitchen, and the floor is old. So are the appliances. Okay. That floor is new. That room was completely redone. You can always tell when a room's been flipped because all investors follow the same color scheme. White trim, some sort of gray on the wall, LVP floor. Okay. I think the bathroom was half redone. Okay, so here's what I mean when I say flipped versus just rehabbed, okay? When a house is flipped, everything in it is brand new. That means that you put money into the property for the purpose of selling it. That is flipped. A flipped house, no one's ass has ever been on that toilet. Okay, that's a flipped house. This house has been rehabbed. It's maybe to sell it, but most likely not. And most likely they fixed it up while they were living in it, and now they're selling it, which is why it's not all redone. The living room was done, 1 bathroom was done, this bathroom not done, the backyard, okay. Curb appeal is nice though, so that's good. All right, so now that I see what the house looks like, I'm okay putting an offer on this. All I'm going to do, exactly in this order, I'm going to take the address, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to put it in the Deal Sniper, and I'm going to paste it. All right, days on Zillow, 27. That's fine. You can put an offer in on it. When I say put an offer in, I use my filters 60 days plus, 90 days plus. That's what I consider low-hanging fruit. And the reason why I say that is because when people first have their house listed, they're still on that real estate agent high, where the real estate agent hyped them up and told them, yeah, we're going to get your house sold. We're going to have walkthroughs, and we're going to have offer on top of offer on top of offer. They're super excited. And they're not going to take your creative offer because the real estate agent already told them they're going to have this house sold in a month. The reason why I say 90 days is because they're already out of that phase. They're already in the I'm mad at the real estate agent or holy shit, I can't believe this house hasn't sold yet. What's going on phase. They're in the now I'm open to all offers kind of phase. But can you absolutely send a creative offer on something that was listed an hour ago? Yeah, you absolutely can. And shit, I know a couple of people that have closed a few. It's just less likely. So that's why I say 90 days plus. All right. First thing I want to do, I'm looking at the property. I want you guys to take note. It is listed for $240,000. Our offer is $264,000. Why are we $24,000 higher? 2 reasons. 1, enticement. They're asking if you were selling a car and you were asking $5,000 and someone shot you a message and say, hey, I'll give you $7,500, you're going to hear them out. That's 1. 2, we've already calculated on the back end what our investor would pay in interest. But instead of giving it to them monthly in the form of an interest rate, we're going to give it to them on the purchase price. We just figured out the total and threw it on top of the purchase price. For this, it was $24,000. Is there anyone that does not understand what I just said? Okay, cool. So next thing I want to do, put in their property address, copy, paste, it's my house, cool. I want to go to Section 8 and I want to go to long-term rental and I want to make sure that they cash flow. Okay. Now, this is very important and it's going to be confusing. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. And if someone needs me to repeat it, that's fine. These numbers that you're looking at, that cash flow, that cash on cash return, is based off of this box. This box is made for buyers who want to use Deal Sniper software to find their own fucking properties, which is great. We want them to do that. What we couldn't figure out how to stop it from doing was to change the numbers from what we originally wanted them to be, which is why the deal machine calculator even exists. So take note, these numbers are based off of this assumption, and this assumption has a mortgage in it at 6%. Which is upping the monthly payment. If you notice, this monthly payment, $1,131, is significantly higher than the monthly payment that we said that we were going to give them of $854. So here's the rule. I know all of that. If you remembered it, great. You want me to repeat it, great. Here's the rule. You're looking for 5% here or above. 5% and up on either Section 8 or long-term rental. That's $493. I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm feeling goofy today. So any one of them can be 5% or up. You're good to go. Send the offer. If it's less than 5% or negative, don't send it. The deal won't cash flow. And both of these don't have to work. You only need one of these. One other thing. Take note. Because in this situation, the cash on cash return is significantly higher on Section 8. The rent, that is Section 8 rent. Look at the long-term rent, 1998 or 1988. Look at the estimated rent, 1988, but Section 8 is paying $2690. So when you put it into the deal machine calculator, if you want to use that number, that's the number you have to put here. You put the Section 8 number. If the Section 8 is not cash flowing as much or less than the long-term rental, then just use the number that it gives you. Now that part was important. Does anyone need me to repeat that? Awesome. I'm the greatest fucking teacher in the whole fucking world. Cool. All right. So since the Section 8 number, you know what? I'll do both. Doesn't matter. I'll do both. So next step, I have verified that this is a good deal. Now I'm going to clean up my numbers. So what do I mean by clean up my numbers? I'm just going to make them even and make sense. 264. I don't like that. I'm going to change it to 265. Who in the hell wants $54.84? No, just flat out 800. Who in the hell wants $18,480? That doesn't make any sense. Just 18,000. Notice what I'm doing. I just cleaned it up. Now it doesn't look like a computer did this, which is going to raise the likelihood that a real estate agent is going to take it seriously when they take a look at it and then call you back and negotiate if they're open to it. All right. Does this one have an HOA? No, it does not. Perfect. That's the next thing I'm checking, especially in Florida. Does it have an HOA? It does not. So we're good to go. Once you get this, let's go. Where's the listing? There it is. All right. Once the numbers are in and I'm ready to go, now I'm looking for the real estate agent's email address. A lot of times I use Redfin. It'll be listed in the about, oh shit. It'll be listed in the about this home section at the bottom, right underneath all this. Okay. Now in this situation, the email address isn't listed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the name and the company and I'm going to search it. And usually within the first few search results, if the real estate agent's email address is listed, you'll find it. There's her phone number. Nope, it's not there. I'll check one more. It's not going to be on LinkedIn. They have their own mail. It's not going to be on this website. Not. Okay. So, yeah, it's not here. Yeah, it's not here. So in this situation, very simple. If you go back to Deal Sniper, you see that her phone number is right here. I would just give her a call. And for those of you that prefer to text, it is less effective if you text, but you can do it. You can just shoot a text. Hey, Gina, I'm trying to put an offer in on Lady Avenue, and I don't see your email address anywhere. Can you text it to me, please? That's it. Real simple. Phone call or text message. You can do both of those. Once they give you the email address, you hit this button right here, copy, paste it into an email, put the email address there, send it. That's how you send out an offer. That took a long time to explain. Once you get good at it, it'll take you 2 minutes. Shit, probably less than that. Let's do, oh, fuck. I wanted to, hold on a second. Because this is the property I wanted to run. Okay. You wish. Okay. So now that we've got it, we're assuming we sent the offer out. Now all we're going to do is transfer this information over to the deal machine calculator to see what the actual numbers are. So I'm going to do the long-term rental numbers first. Now, according to this, because of this 6% interest rate, it says it's only a 4.93 cash-on-cash return. Let's check. So what's my, let's see, 265, 18, 8. 19. All right. Oops. All right. So 265,000. We're doing $18,000 down. Want you guys to put in at least a $10,000 assignment fee for yourself. Rent was, I think it was $1988. So we'll just do 2,000. Okay. Taxes and insurance, 3511, 1,008. Oh. No HOA, and I think we were giving them $800 a month. So as you can see, the actual cash-on-cash return is 17.69. This is a beautiful deal. I'm going to break it down for you right now. So when you're looking at the inputs page, when you're using this calculator, whatever column you're filling in corresponds with the tab down here. So here's what it looks like. All these numbers are what it looks like for, oops, did not mean to put that in there. What it looks like for the seller. So the seller's going to get a $265,000 purchase price. They're going to seller finance $247,000. They're going to get $18,000 at closing, and the property will rent for $2,000. That's only we need to know that. Seller doesn't need to know that. So these tabs are what it looks like for the buyer. This is how you determine if you have a good deal or not, or if you're wasting your time. The purchase price is $275,000. Why is it $275,000? Because I added a $10,000 assignment fee. That's your commission. That's yours. That's how much you make. So they're going to put down $28,000. The seller's still going to seller finance $247,000 at 0% interest with $800 a month, including closing costs, which we are not responsible for, but I put them in here so just so you guys know and can start getting to the habit of calculating that. For the investor to buy this $275,000 house, they need to bring $33,500 to the closing table. Your yearly numbers for the investor, again, this is what it looks like for them. This place will rent for $2,000 a month, 12 months in a year. That means that it'll bring in $24,000 in a year. This $3,600 here is for the war chest. That's for vacancies, repairs, and maintenance. Vacancy is when the property is empty. Repairs and maintenance, toilet broke, sink is clogged, things like that. CapEx reserves, that's for big shit. That's for the roof is leaking, the foundation is crumbling, the water heater is not working, the furnace is out. That's what that's for. Taxes and insurance have to come out. So that means of the $24,000 that they're going to be getting, $8,000 is coming out for expenses. That means the investor is left with an NOI or net operating income of $15,881. But you still have to deduct the amount of money that they're paying to the seller. So the amount of money they're paying to the seller is $9,600 per year. Don't forget, these are all yearly numbers. So out of this $24,000 that the investor is getting in rent, their profit is only $6,281. Now I say only, but I'm saying only because it's compared to $24,000. That's a really good return. It's an 18.75% cash on cash return. That's phenomenal. So now I'm going to tell you guys what you need to look at when you get all of this in, because I just explained how the calculator works. But in all honesty, all you have to do is put the numbers in and then look at 3 boxes. This one, and this one. Or 5 boxes if you're looking at a short-term rental, because then you got to look at this one and this one. So your entry fee percentage. A fantastic entry fee percentage is right around 10% or less. Remember when I said we're not responsible for the closing costs. That's title and escrow. I put it here to make it easy for you guys to start calculating your deals. But if we take it out, we're at 10.18%. That is right on the money. Next thing you want to look at, your cash on cash return, your minimum cash on cash return. And I mean an ugly deal, an ugly date is 10 to 12%. An investor will look at it. They're not going to be excited, and they're going to look for anything else that they can buy before they have to buy yours. You want to start investors really looking at your deal, you want to be at 13% to 15%. That's when investors are interested. You want to get investors drooling, 15 to 20%. Anything from 15 to 25%, you're probably going to get into some bidding wars between investors. That's when you can start charging more money, because that means that's a really, really good deal. And the next thing you want to look at is the cash flow. Minimum cash flow for a creative deal needs to be about $300 a month. Or if you're looking at this number, $3,600 a year. So this is at $6,200. So again, this is a phenomenal deal. Matter of fact, if somebody wants to hit up Lady Avenue, I just underwrote the damn thing for you. Does anyone have any? Let me go back to the screen so I can see you guys. Yes, Donna. Oh, you're muted if you
Yes,
talk.
I'm interested in knowing about the multifamily. How would you like? I see multifamily, but I haven't. Maybe I overlooked it, but I don't see anything for training for that.
This one down here.
Yes.
So this would be for like an apartment complex or a portfolio. This is if you come across a seller, and I'll give you the one Leo came across. The seller was 69 years old, moving outside of the country, wanted to sell all of his properties. He had 27 properties. That's a portfolio. That's what this is for. If you want to talk about things like this person has a duplex, a triplex, a quadplex, a fiveplex, all the way up to an 8-unit, you can still use this here because it's all in the same building. So it's only one tax bill, one insurance bill, and then one large clumping of however many doors rent. So you can still use the seller finance, the hybrid, or the sub-2.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering about. Okay, and
yeah,
you explained that perfectly.
No problem. Yeah, this is for portfolios. This is for a bunch of different addresses.
All right.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions about what I just went over or need me to repeat something? Score. All right. Does anybody have any questions about anything else before I let you guys go? Like I said, this is open forum Q&A training, so I'm here until you guys have questions.
Yeah, I got a question, Sean.
What's up,
real
dude?
quick? It's about a Deal Sniper. So when you were putting in the addresses and whatnot, and then you were going over to the exit strategies,
yeah,
you were talking about everything being over 5%. Now, when I'm doing that on Redfin right now, it's assuming that the mortgage is basically like brand new. Is that correct? Because that's what it seems like from my perspective, and it's showing like just about every home is not fitting to that 5%. Is there something I'm doing wrong there or overlooking?
So you're putting in multiple addresses and none of them are getting this 5%. Nothing is getting above 5%.
Yeah, I've done like 4 so far. I mean, it might just be the area I'm looking at.
It's probably the area that you're looking at. Just the rent doesn't justify this 6%, whatever that payment ends up being. Now you can always change
Gotcha.
it. I mean, hell, you can really just go to 0. I don't like messing with it because I like my deal machine calculator better.
Right. Okay.
But if you're getting a bunch of them in the same, even if it's in the same zip code, you probably just have an area where the rent is a little lower and they're not cash flowing.
Gotcha. Now, would that change if like the mortgage was somewhat paid off or a good chunk of it was paid off?
That would be a subject to situation, or maybe even a hybrid, depending on the deal. And if that's the case, you can use Deal Sniper to underwrite that, but it's good
It's better than just a calculator.
My calculator's better, man. Like, I don't know, like, don't get me wrong. I had a hand, obviously, with Deal Sniper as well, but there's some shit that I was outvoted on, and I'm trying to get them to incorporate the entire deal machine calculator into Deal Sniper so it can all be in one spot. But if it has a mortgage, do you have the mortgage balance and monthly payment?
No, I'm just looking at fresh properties in the area right now on Redfin.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I would just maybe swap the zip codes real quick.
It is 46806.
Yeah, try any other zip code. I mean,
Gotcha.
obviously
Okay.
not in the boondocks. You want to also make sure you're in a market of like at least 500,000 people.
Gotcha. Okay. I think it's around 450.
Yeah, you
So
should
probably
be fine.
step it up a bit.
No. You should be fine with 4. I mean, everything has got this or that kind of thing. Even with the calculator and the rules that I just laid out, there are circumstances where I can go higher than 10% on the entry fee percentage, or I can stand to go a little bit lower than $3,600 a year if other things are taken into consideration. So there's always exceptions to the rule. As long as you get close. There's no city out there. I mean, it's like, this population is 499,000. I can do it.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I'm looking in Indiana right now.
Calvin says 250 or less, and I'm like, I think that's a little low, but that's me. He's
Yeah.
younger than I am, so go try it. You've got the energy for that shit.
Gotcha.
I'd run circles around Calvin. Does anybody else have? Wait, did that answer your question?
Yeah, that covers most of it.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions before I let you guys go? All right. So as always, this is recorded. The recording will be on the YouTube channel tomorrow at 8 a.m. I will be in the Discord. Oh, I'll be in there for at least another 4 or 5 hours. So if you guys need anything from me, you can always hit me up there. Other than that, you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
You